Hey everyone, so today we bring you a tale of one individual who came all the way from Yemen. He is basically a native Arabic speaker, and a few years back, he didn't have any idea about how to speak English, but now he mastered both English and Chinese, and interestingly, he is doing his master's degree in Chinese medium. So let's hear his story about how he mastered this two languages, the skill from absolutely scratch. So we begin with you, Solai. Could you please
And
tell us your story?
well, it's not really mastering. I still, of course, make lots of mistakes. I cannot, of course, speak like native. But comparing myself back, as you mentioned, yeah, there's huge gap between then and now.
I remember you told me once that when you came to China, your roommate was telling you something like it was in 2018, right?
Yeah, it was before that. I remember that time, he got sick, and he was asking me, to accompany him to the hospital. And sadly, during that time, I couldn't understand what he was asking me for. So he have to use his body language and Google Translation. So to tell me please come with me to the hospital because he wasn't feeling well. So yeah.
So the most interesting part here is like back then you couldn't even understand what he asked you.
Yeah.
And now like you can be a very good teacher of English. Like you can teach
Not
people.
really. Not let's put you make conversation. Yeah, sure. But yeah, I mean English is not really hard language to learn, to be honest.
It's the gap between like 3 to 5 years, right? Back 2019 to 2023, it's like 4 years. And it's not really that easy being in a non-English speaking country and learning that language.
Yeah, but I was surrounding myself. I try to surround myself as much as I can with people who speak English, so I can communicate more. During that time, yeah, I was I mean, everyone was speaking around me. I couldn't really understand the thing, but I was interestingly, just keep listening. So I think that what helped me to just discipline, just keep listening. Even if you didn't understand it, just keep doing it, listening and try. If there's word I listen to it more often and it's stuck in my head. I just go and translate it and try to remember it and so on.
What's the secret behind the fluency that you have built up?
I don't really know, because okay, there's a few things that help me to make my English better than before. I can mention you some that what works for me. Of course, movies
Mhm.
and TV series. Podcast absolutely is the best things to learn,
Mhm.
and try to speak as much as you can. Even if you do mistake, just keeping it.
Yeah, well, you have like I hope you have people who invest a lot of money in learning but still struggles. Like they go to coaching centers, they go for training, they spend a lot of money on learning, but they still struggle to do it. But on the other hand, you didn't have to go to those learning centers.
No,
Like, how did you make it?
to be honest, nowadays, I feel we are so lucky because we are live in this period of time where technology can bring everything for
Hmm.
us, and everything could be really easy. Just go there's thousands and thousands of websites which you can learn from your comfort zone, from your bedroom, whatever. We're in underwear or pajamas, and you can learn anything, not only languages. You can also master any skills that you want. You can learn programming languages, everything. So what I think what you need is just discipline. This is the
Hmm.
first things and the most important things. And also you need to be a little bit interesting in such things you want to learn.
Let's talk about Chinese and the most like hardest language is not.
Yeah, it's hard, but I learn it by doing the classes. So that's it's different
Hmm.
than English. So I came to China, and my first year was learning Chinese.
Hmm.
So it was 1 year of Chinese, and of course, in this 1 year, I couldn't be fluent as I am now because what we learned that time it's just the simple communication things. 吃饭了吗? Nichunar, you know the basic things.
Yeah, like what did you eat and where are you going?
Yeah, yeah. But when I started like doing my major, it was like telecommunication engineering in Chinese with Chinese. So they were like 119 and I was like 120th, you know. So like everyone was around me Chinese. So during that time, yes, I found difficulties like dealing with the things with my studies, everything. But that's what makes me who I am now, I guess.
And yeah, currently you were doing your master's in Chinese medium, which is absolutely really hard.
Sadly, yes, it's rough.
It's not sadly,
No,
it's like
it's interesting. It's interesting.
interesting.
I enjoy it. Yeah, like there's like a hard part about it, but I really enjoy it. There's like some subjects I really enjoy it, and also the other things I hear from like some of our students here in the university that which they are doing their major in English major.
Yes.
Sorry, in English language. So they find like some kind of like hard time to understand the teachers. But for me, like since like my teachers are Chinese and they are using their mother language to explain things, I guess like I get everything what they give. If there's something I don't understand it, it's my problem. So I will just like work on myself like to make it better. So I think
And
that's a good thing about it.
absolutely. I remember you telling me you can speak a little Spanish and you can understand really well as well. Like
Un poquito. It is just a little bit. Like I mean, I understand more than I speak, but yeah,
so how does it feel to be a multilingual?
it's good to be honest. You become different person than you have been, and like your way of thinking, it's absolutely like will be different.
Yeah, you can link the bridges between two cultures.
Yes. Also, like I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm not really like expert in such things. But what I feel like now and like before, it's like how I deal with things. It's kind of differently. I don't know how I'm doing it. It's just like happen. I'm not saying like like oh like I do it like I'm perfect whatever. But just like naturally like happens.
So for my audience, I'm their bookmate. So what tips would you give them to enhance this like Chinese and like whatever language you're trying to learn?
I believe like okay, some people said like oh like there's like this language is harder than the other language. I will choose the easy one, whatever. I believe there is no such easy language, and in the same time there is no such hard language. Uh, if you put effort on it, time, of course, you will just get any language you learn. I mean, Chinese, it's one of the hardest, and like I mean, you have like good level of Chinese as well, and you're doing it online, which is like really surprising. So it's proof that you sometimes you don't really need like to go to language centers, training centers, whatever. You can just like do it like from like home or whatever. Like if you find a perfect website, perfect podcasts, there is YouTube even. Yeah, you can master a language, I believe. Yeah, it was really nice with a cup of tea with you. Thank mate. Cheers.